Hey everybody, so today's video I am going to be answering a question that I got on Instagram, and it is, how did potatoes get on your radar in the first place? I thought that was a great question because we can go down memory lane, and I'm just going to piece this together with you right now, try to figure out where this all came from, because it was a compilation of things. It wasn't just one thing, and that seems to be like how a lot of things are in my life. Just little seeds get planted and planted and planted, and then something just snaps and I go, I'm gonna do that. So if you're new to my channel, my name is Janine. Hello. I am in my 40s and I've lost 100 pounds. I've had a very messy weight loss journey, but I've figured out a lot of things along the way. I know a lot of what not to do. And I have Hashimoto's, so I know that's a big obstacle for a lot of women who have Hashimoto's, and I'm here to say that you can eat potatoes and lose weight too. Subscribe if you want to see more videos on weight loss or recipes, and sometimes comedy. Sometimes I do a little comedy. So let's get on with today's topic, and how did potatoes get on my radar in the first place? Well, I mean, I could go way back to my childhood, but that would be a really long story. But let's just say I've always loved potatoes, particularly potato chips and French fries. I mean, I think that's the case for a lot of people. My heritage, I'm Irish. I'm like 50% Irish or something like that. So, you know, maybe there's something to it. And yeah, actually in 5th grade, no, I'm going to say it the Canadian way. When I was in grade 5, I wrote a story, and it was illustrated and everything. It was like this little mini book, and I really wish I had have kept it, or my parents had have kept it, because that would be really neat to look at that now. It's almost like a prophecy in a way, you know, just how much I love potatoes now and how I promote them, and wrote a book about potatoes. The gist of the story was, it was actually kind of sad. I do share a birthday with Stephen King, so keep that in mind. All I know is that there was a pair of potatoes that were a couple that loved each other, and they got separated, and then somehow they found their way back to each other, because I remember this drawing of a really sad potato. I think it was the guy sitting beside like a gutter, you know, like on the edge of the sidewalk with like a drain thing there, and he was all upset because he couldn't find his wife or his girlfriend. And they were reunited finally, but then they became French fries. So they got slaughtered into French fries after that. My story basically murdered potatoes. Like, there was no, I thought it was a happy ending because they got to be together. Fast forward to adulthood, to my 40s, actually my 30s, when I first went vegan 9 years ago. And don't ask me to do the math on how old I was, but I really didn't embrace the potatoes and high carb stuff until maybe a few years into my vegan lifestyle. I want to say the first seed that was planted in my head was watching Forks Over Knives, and first learning like the animal products were just like horrible for you, and that we've been lied to about nutrition, and you know, that we need milk for good bones and we need meat for protein and all that stuff. Like, that part, you know, got me away from the whole protein mindset, and wasn't as afraid to eat carbs, you know? And then, I don't know, a couple of years later, I found Freely the Banana Girl on YouTube, and I was just blown away that she could eat large amounts of fruit and big plates of oven-baked fries. And I think that just started my, I guess, obsession with learning more about eating a whole foods plant-based diet and cutting out all the junk food and all that stuff. So from there, I ended up starting a YouTube channel. I started connecting with other people in the community, especially other YouTubers, like Banana TV, Kaylee and Nicole, and Hannah from High Carb Hannah, and also Potato Strong. He was more active on YouTube back in the day. He showed a lot of recipes, and he had recipe books and things on potatoes. And Chef AJ, I ran across Chef AJ's video called From Fat Vegan to Skinny Bitch, and one of the things she says at the very end is, eat a damn potato. So that had a big impact on me as well. And of course, Dr. John McDougall, he's the superstar of potatoes. He's like the king of potatoes, and without his book, The Starch Solution, I don't think I'd even be where I am right now. And let's see, I'm trying to think of what else. Who else? I don't want to leave anybody out, but that's what comes to top of mind. Oh, SpudFit. SpudFit. I can't forget SpudFit. SpudFit was huge too. So two events that happened that really like got me wanting to try eating a lot of potatoes, like doing a potato only diet, was SpudFit. He did his 1 year of potatoes, and then Hannah did a whole month of potatoes and vegetables, which she called the potato cleanse at the time. And I don't know, it was on my radar for a couple years that I wanted to try something like that. I even thought about doing like, I was gonna call it Botato or something, where I just have like a banana smoothie or a couple of bananas in the morning and then like have potatoes the rest of the day and just like strictly bananas and potatoes. It just really appealed to me to just eat kind of like a mono diet, just to like not have to make food decisions, purely just for that. And when SpudFit did it, I just was like, oh, maybe I should try it, but I hesitated. And then Hannah did it and I hesitated. But I was really interested, and honestly I could say it was on my radar for a couple years before I finally tried doing an all potato diet. And after that I was just like, wow, this is absolutely amazing. I have Hashimoto's, I'm in my 40s, and I was losing 2 pounds a week eating as many potatoes as I wanted. That just blew my mind, and I just wanted to shout it off the top of the mountain, and I just kept going with it, and I just feel like that just changed my life forever. And yeah, I just can't imagine my life without potatoes. Like that would be the absolute worst thing in the world if I became allergic to potatoes. Like that would just not be cool at all. Knock on laminate, okay? Because we don't want that happening. Yeah, and also there was a troll. A troll, internet troll is just basically someone that's up to no good. They're just being like an ass, basically. That's what I call a troll. And they commented,
duh, you can't lose weight eating fries.
You're telling me I can't eat fries and lose weight? No, you don't get to tell me that, because I can, and I'm gonna show you. And I did. So it was that comment that just like lit that little fire that I needed, just gave me that little kick to go ahead and try the potato only diet. And that's what it was. So I think maybe I need more troll comments, because I find them very helpful. I find that they push me as a person to do better. So bring it on, trolls. And yeah, the rest is history. I mean, yeah, the people I want to thank is Chef AJ, Dr. McDougall, High Carb Hannah, SpudFit, Potato Strong, and Freely for making me not afraid of carbs. So that's where all that came from. And the more I got into it, like the more I learned from these people, the deeper I got into it, the more I learned about the science behind this and the science behind caloric density, and just learning so much about the potato and how nutritious a potato is. That blew my mind too. Like I just jumped into it. I didn't do a ton of research, really. Like I knew potatoes were healthy, but I didn't realize how healthy they were. Whereas SpudFit, he did a ton of research before he got into it. I just was like, well, if they can do it, so can I. Which I don't recommend. Like, do your research. Don't take my word for it or anybody else's word for it. Just do your own research. And I tend to just jump into things. And I'm glad I did, because that month that I was eating potatoes only, I learned so much about myself. And I learned a lot about potatoes. People were asking me like, aren't you gonna like be nutrient deficient? So I just went into Chronometer, punched in a day of potatoes, and I was just blown away how much nutrients are in them. Minerals, vitamins, iron. They're high in iron and vitamin C. I mean, if you're really worried, like if you want to do like a potato reset, that's kind of what the potato reset is for. It's potatoes and vegetables, just to round off any kind of nutrient deficiencies you might be worried about. But like this whole like doing a potato diet is not meant to be permanent or long term. It's just kind of just to reset your taste buds and like just take a break from food, like mental break from food, because a lot of us are addicted to foods and junk foods and stuff. And that's why I wanted to do it. I just wanted to take a break from food, but you can't completely take a break from food because you need calories to function. You need nutrients. If you want to know how to make some delicious low-fat slimming potato recipes, you can get the book in print. It's called The Potato Reset. It's my book. Why did I say the book? My book. I have a hard time promoting my stuff. You can get it in digital format on my website, potatoreset.com, and yeah, check it out.